Well, good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? Hey, wow. Look at the big group on Friday. And they say that realtors don't work on Fridays. Actually, they say that realtors don't work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But then again, who do you know? Right? Right, John Stiles? There you go, my man. That's right. That's right, dude. That's right. Okay. Hey, there's Hans D. O'Leary. Are you kidding me? Look at that guy. Awesome. All right. Who else we got? Johnny Maines and Tony Verhoot. As always, Tony, of course. And we got Sean O'Toole and Rachel. And anyway, got a big group. All right, fantastic, folks. Good to see everybody on the call today.
Hey, Dimby.
Friday. All right. Here's what we're going to be doing today. Now, most of you logged on today, either because you're already in our program and you just can't get enough of it, which is really interesting. I got to admit, when we started Career Compass, 13 years ago, and we started C4, 6 months ago, we had no idea that the actual people who are already in the program would come on to, our daily talks, which is really flattering because it means that you just can't get enough of Career Compass. You want to know what's going on with Zillow poaching your listings. Well, if you were on any of our other talks, we've had a lot of talks about Zillow, about NAR and CAR and how they're not doing what they should be doing and all kinds of things. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to talk about what's going on in the industry with no uncertain terms. And I am not going to be sugarcoating this. I am not going to be placating this. I'm not going to be PC. So if you're one of those cupcakes that gets your feelings hurt, guess what there, my dear? Guess what, Snowflake? Dust off your sense of humor. You haven't used it since 1973. It's time. All right. So with that being said, John likes that. That's funny. All right, here's what we're going to do. If you do not know who the Career Compass is, I'll kind of explain it to you in about 2 minutes. My name is Beef Wellington. Yes, like the food, Beef Wellington. Just like the food. Here I am. How are you? Good to see you. My full real name is Wellington Pendell II. But when you have a name like that, nobody can remember it. And then when you don't introduce yourself as Beef Wellington, people say, have you ever heard of Beef Wellington? No, never. Anyway, I get mail sent to the house, okay, addressed to Beef Wellington. So with that being said, my name is Beef Wellington. I work for the Career Compass, and I do so, and I have for the last 12 years. And I am so honored to work for this company because this company, let me tell you, folks, this company right here is the one and only company representing you as realtors in this market. And I'm telling you, I'm for real. Now, we're going to give Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry, and Brian Buffini a pass. They're coaching companies. That's fine. Okay. But here's the thing. At this point, CAR and NAR are not doing what they should be doing for you. That's all there is to it, okay? I know your brokerage has got your back, but the training companies don't have your back. Career Compass has after 13 years, has emerged as the company representing realtors, not just in California, but all over the country, because our training is stuff that you can't get anywhere else. You're going to see some of it today. And we are really the company fighting Zillow, fighting Opendoor. We're the only company in the history of real estate to have Opendoor, the #1 biggest iBuyer, on our stage in 3 of our seminars for a debate. No, not to sponsor us, okay? A debate. So we are really the anti-iBuyer company. We are the company representing realtors. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me kind of explain what we're going to be doing today. Ready? Today's session is about an hour and 15 minutes. We are going to have questions at the end. I want you to go ahead and put your questions right up in the chat box, and we'll get to all of them, or you can unmute yourself at the end and ask any questions you want. We're probably not going to stop too much during the session and answer questions because many questions are answered later on in the session. So today, we're going to explain exactly who the Career Compass is first off. Okay, we usually do that to the end, but we're not doing it today. We're doing it at the beginning today for obvious reasons. Okay, number two, we're going to show you exactly how Zillow is poaching your listings. Now, what do you mean by poaching? What I mean is actually going and marketing to your active listings right now. Yes, in violation of Article 16, and I'm going to show it to you. Okay. And the third thing we're going to talk about today is 2 or 3 great tools on how to beat Zillow coming and going with their own numbers with your clients every single time. So we're going to show you what we do for you. We're going to show you what's going on in the market. We're going to show you how to win in the market. Let's get going. All right. Now, for those of you who don't know who the Career Compass is, the Career Compass basically has 2 main things that we do for realtors. We have our award-winning #1 seminar in the state of California that we do every single month at a 5-star location. It's a 2.5-day absolute party. We got an open bar. I mean, it's unbelievable. #1 rated live seminar in the state. Okay, amazing training, 5-star locations, networking with hundreds of other agents. Open bar. For you drunks out there, that means free drinks. CMPS designation, lifetime free attendance. So once you go to our seminar once, you get to come back for free for life, et cetera, okay? And you get your license renewed through our third-party affiliate company that is partnered with us. Yes, at no cost to you. It's amazing. We also have our C4 program, which I'm going to explain in a few minutes, which, by the way, the C4 program is the #1 fastest growing mentoring online Zoom-based program in the history of California, helping realtors beat Zillow, creating a new community, and being successful in the future. And I'm going to show you what's going on. All right, so let's get going. Now, what I'm about to show you for about the next 10 minutes of your time is the greatest real estate success program that's ever been in the state of California or in the country. And we're not saying that because we think that. That's what the numbers prove, and we can show that to you. It's literally the newest, most cutting-edge thing, because I got news for you, folks. If most of you are still doing door knocking, cold calling, database management, that's all fine. But you know what? You've been doing that for years. You need to bring new value to your real estate careers, or you're going to be out, and I'm going to show you exactly what Zillow is doing to make sure you get out if you don't bring value you've never brought. And I mean tools, techniques, systems, and processes that you've never brought before. If you don't do that, boy, it's going to be tough for everybody. So with that being said, let me go ahead. And when I say it's the greatest program for realtors to succeed in the future, let me give you an example. Okay, because the proof is in the pudding. Pudding's in the proof, whatever you want to call it. Okay, we have 27,000 Career Compass members. 27,000. That makes us bigger than any board. In fact, most boards, almost makes us bigger than any board in the state of California, any organization in the state of California. We are the largest, 27,000. And our new C4 has more people than any coaching / mentoring / online Zoom program anywhere in the state of California. This right here is Christy Townsend. She's a real realtor in Orange County. There's her real estate license, 008313157, Orange County. She's a real, actual realtor. These checks, what do those look like? Those look like escrow checks, don't they? Look like commission checks, and they are. These checks, she sent us this picture to our office. Okay, she sent it to the admin office. These are checks that she can directly attribute to going to our seminar this year and being in the C4 program for the last 6 months directly. Now, this isn't her whole volume. This is just what she can contribute to those 2 things directly, where she knows these checks came from things that she got from C4 and the Career Compass. Let me show you this. Here's one for $25,000. There's one for $97,000. There's one for 20 grand, 23 grand. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of other ones. The total just for these checks in 6 months is $211,000 that she can contribute just to things she learned at the Career Compass and at the C4 program. Proof is in the pudding. There it is. She's a real person. You can call her. And we have dozens, if not hundreds of these examples. And over the last 13 years, we have thousands of them. This is the newest thing. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what I'm talking about here, okay? Now, I want you, especially John, because he looks very skeptical. Look at that face of his. That's a stern guy right there. Look at John Stiles. I want you to be skeptical. Here's what I want you to say. And this is what you're probably going to say. There's no way that we, the Career Compass, can prove to you, no way that we can actually do this for your career. I want you to think that, because when I get done with this in about 5 minutes and go into the training on Zillow, you're going to go, okay, well, the guy did it. So here's the thing. So on the count of 3, here's what we're going to say. No way, Wellington. Everybody say that. Ready? 1, 2, 3. No way, Wellington. And look at that. John's the only person that did it. He's the one I'm making fun of. Unbelievable. All right. Thanks, guys, for participating. So let me explain this to you. Here's the National Association of Realtors. Here's what they say now. You'll have to press them if you really want to get this information. But they fully admit, if you really look at the numbers, that, ready for this? 1 in 3 realtors in the next 3 to 5 years will be getting out of this business. So if there's 90 or whatever people is on this call, 60, 70, 80, 90 people on this call, 1/3 of you, 1 out of 3 in the next 3 to 5 years, dude, God, that's 36 months, guys, is going to be out. And I mean out of the business, gone. And not because they want to, simply because the iBuyers have taken over so much of the business, they're getting shoved out and they offer nothing new, and their clients simply have nowhere else to go. Now, in the next 7 to 10 years, 2/3 of all the active realtors will not be in this business. Now, you're thinking, oh, 7 to 10 years, Wellington, who cares about that? That's a long time. Is it really? Ready? 7 years ago was 2014. Now, most of you remember the mortgage meltdown of 2008, 2009, 2010 very, very vividly. Like it was just yesterday. Well, guess what? 2014, 7 years ago, was actually 5 years later than the mortgage meltdown. So it's not that long. That's shocking. I mean, the iBuyers already have 8 to 10% of the business, folks. You think they're going to stop there? Oh, I don't think so. So this is what's going to be happening. Now, if you want to survive in this business in the next decade, and most of you, looking at the faces here, most of you, I'm going to assume, would love to retire as millionaires in the next 5 to 10 years. Anybody want that? That's exactly what the job of the Career Compass is to do for you, and that is our goal. Okay, that is our goal. Absolutely, is to retire you in 60 to 120 months as a millionaire, so you can just go and play the rest of your life. That is the goal of our company. Now, this program that I'm going to show you is guaranteed. And when I say guaranteed, I mean it. Okay, I don't mean this like, oh, this is guaranteed. Okay, no, I'm talking about we guarantee that this program will help you survive and succeed in the future where 2/3 of the realtors will not be. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you went to Las Vegas. Okay, anybody want to go to Las Vegas? Okay, let's say that you and your spouse went to Las Vegas for a nice, fun weekend. And here you are. There's you and your spouse in Las Vegas, and your spouse says to you, you know what, honey, do you think we should gamble and try our luck? And your spouse says to you, well, I don't know. I really hate losing at bets. That's just not fun for me. I don't like losing money. And right at that time, the manager of the hotel, the manager of Bellagio, walks up and he says, hey, folks, we got a brand new program here at the Bellagio because, excuse me, because you're staying here at the hotel, we have a program where if you will go ahead and just simply gamble at any of the tables, whether it be the poker table, the blackjack table, the roulette table, the craps table, doesn't matter what it is, if you make any bets here at the casino, here's what's going to happen. If you bet $1 on any bet of any kind at the casino, even sports betting, who knows, we will guarantee that you will win $100 for that $1 bet. So in other words, if you win the bet, if you win the bet, you get your dollar back and you get another 100. So it's 100 to 1 odds. However, that would be good enough. No. The casino manager says, if in any case you lose any of your bets, if you lose this bet or any of the bets, we will return the dollar back to you. So you can't lose money. Either you end up even or you make $100 for every dollar you bet. Question for you. This is a real thing. Would you bet at the casino? Now, if you're saying no to this, then I'm going to give you the number of a doctor so you can have your head examined. Of course you would do this. This is exactly, and I mean exactly, in the real world, what the Career Compass does. And you can ask any of the people right down here or in our program if this is true. In fact, as soon as Tony Vruvidas, since he's on my screen, gets back, we're going to ask him if he thinks that this is accurate. He has gotten paid back over $100 for every dollar he ever spent at Career Compass, and ask him what he says. And he's actually not on the call right now. Okay, he actually went and probably got a cocktail. So when he comes back, I'm going to ask him. So, right, I did not set this up. All right, this is a real thing. Because here's why. For every dollar you spend on our program, we absolutely flat out guarantee you will make at least $100 or more, many times more, or we'll refund every dime. And we've been doing that for 27,000 agents. There's 27,000 agents in the state of California that go, yep, that's pretty much how the Career Compass works. So, who is the Career Compass? Basically, many of you know us from our award-winning seminars. #1 seminar in the state of California. 400, 500, 600, 700 people at places like Pechanga, San Diego, Sacramento, Las Vegas, and places like that. 2.5-day absolute total real estate immersion seminar that's guaranteed to change the fundamental way that you do real estate. Because you learn things there you can't learn anywhere else. And boy, we've proven that coming and going. So basically, the Career Compass Success Seminar is this. Okay, here's an example of it. #1 rated seminar in the state of California. Highest customer satisfaction rate ever. Okay, more top producers come to our seminar than any other seminar in the state. #1 rated success training. 5-star locations. Check this out. Ready? San Diego, Anaheim. We do all these locations every single year. Right? Anaheim, Pasadena, Las Vegas, Fisherman's Wharf, Sacramento, Napa Valley at a winery. Okay, hey, everybody's like, hey, Beef, how you doing? Okay, and Pachanga Resort and Casino, and this is the one right here, Pachanga, that's coming up in September and October. Every single person on this call needs to be at that seminar, 100%. So that's kind of what we do for our seminar. Open bar, yeah, free drinks. There's not another seminar in the state of California that's got that. Okay, license renewal. Your license is renewed through our affiliate company. No cost to you, simply, easily. You never have to do the car course again. And let me tell you right now, if you're going to do the car course, you're crazy. The average realtor takes 4 weeks to go through the car course. There are 40 tests. Okay, ours has 3. Okay, our affiliate, I should say, has 3. Okay, and once you go to our seminar one time, you pay for it once, and you get to come back for free for the rest of your career. So it's lifetime success training, lifetime networking, open bar, 5-star locations, fun, and license renewal through our third-party affiliate for free forever. That's amazing. All right, now, we're the ones that teach the 7% technique, and I'll talk about that, the deal a week technique. I can show you how to get a listing every single day, every single week of your life. You want to learn that one? Stick around. Okay. The lunch bunch. So basically, what happens is yes, you pay $195. That's how much it costs. $195 one time. You pay that once, you never pay again, ever for the rest of your life. There's nothing like it. All right. So that's Career Compass Success Seminar. Now, 6 months ago, let me show you what Christy was talking about. 6 months ago, we launched the #1 training when it comes to online because of COVID. #1 online training when it comes to mentoring and Zoom-based training, because a lot of people couldn't come to our seminar. By the way, all of this is true. Okay, the Career Compass trains more realtors face-to-face than any other person or entity in the state of California. We are #1, absolutely face-to-face with that. Okay, 27,000 members, voted best value ever in real estate. Okay, and we are the #1 anti-Zillow company. Yes, we are. All right. So what I'm talking about. So what's so special about this new program? It's called C4. What does C4 stand for? C4 stands for Career Compass Concierge Connection. Here's how it works. I'm going to go through this quickly. Basically, what this is C4 is not coaching. It's so much more than that. What it is it's a suite, a package of benefits, which, by the way, you should be getting from CAR, but you're not, and we all know it, okay? It's a suite of benefits that every realtor must have if they are going to be continuing in this business. Absolutely. There's 12 benefits, and it's growing every single month. So some people ask, is this kind of like a replacement for CAR benefits? You make up your mind on that yourself. Here's what the benefits are. #1, okay? Every month, you get what's called mentoring with masters. 6 masters of real estate. Not one coach for 30 minutes on a phone. No. We're talking about 1.5 to 3 hours with masters, different ones every single month, teaching you their speciality. Let me show you a couple examples. This is unbelievable, okay? There's a couple examples. So like Robert Weichelt on how to convert FSBOs into commission paying, but no cost to the seller. Amazing. Okay? That was Jim Zerks. Now, I want to stop here. Ready for this? Who here, if you are over 50 years old, I want you to listen up real closely on this one, because this is your future. Jim Zerks, this guy right here, is the #1 trainer anywhere in the country, teaching realtors how to get into and make money in the senior market. Now, what do you mean by that? The senior market, folks, is the biggest gold mine in all of real estate right now. It's bigger than all the other segments of the market. This is the baby boomers and up. They own 75 to 80% of all the real estate out there they own. And by the way, these folks don't want technology. They don't want iBuyers. They want realtors, and they're sellers, not buyers. It's the biggest gold mine ever, okay? And he works for us. Unbelievable, okay? People like Donna Brady. This lady is a master when it comes to SEO search, website development, and basically online marketing. It's amazing. People who've been in real estate for 20 years were like, a session with her, and they're like, I had no idea about any of this. Oh my God, it's amazing, okay? And of course, Bill Kanoki. I'm gonna get to him in a minute. Bill Kanoki is the #1 tax preparer for realtors. He's the one who trains other tax preparers. That benefit alone is exclusive to C4. And you get me. What's my specialty? Well, the old saying by Pete Rose, it ain't bragging if you can do it. I can teach you how to beat the crap out of every other realtor out there and the iBuyers, and I'm gonna do a little bit of it today. So with that being said, these are the people you get every single month. So every single month you get that. You also get a second session, which is what we call Learning with Legends. Now, what's that? Learning with Legends is where we bring in one of the greatest realtors of all time in the state of California to teach you live via Zoom, 1.5 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, exactly how they were successful. Let me give you a couple examples, okay? Let me give you this is amazing. This guy right here is Frank Garay of the National Real Estate Post, one of the best trainers anywhere in the state of California, or even in the country. John Butler, The bald guy in the red tie teaching you how to brand yourself. The guy gets 40 deals a year. He doesn't even have a website just from his brand. That's amazing. This is Marguerite Crispillo right here. She's done 4,000 transactions. I've never seen this before in my life. We did a session with her. Okay, we had about 200 people on the call, 300 people. Literally, people stood up and gave her a standing ovation on Zoom. I've never seen that before. And don't worry, she'll be back. These are all reoccurring. Okay. Lori Hallquist, by the way, that lady right there is the tallest realtor in the world, who's a woman, right there, tallest. Okay. She taught how to use options to secure buy contracts, even over better offers. Blew people's minds. Okay. People like Brian Stevens. This guy right there was one of the best real estate trainers in the history of the world, right there, and he works with us. Okay, there's that branding session right there. That was amazing. And it's all recorded, but all this is recorded just for you. Okay, so you get that every session, every month. You get those 2 sessions: mentoring with masters and learning with legends. So you get these amazing live sessions with these people. But that's not everything. Now, before I go on to the third benefit, watch this. Before each month's live mentoring with masters or learning with legends, we give you a complete update via the Zoom call on the entire market. Here's the problem. Most real estate agents spend hundreds of dollars and dozens of hours getting updated on what's going on, reading Inman, okay, Realtor Magazine, Mortgage Market, et cetera, to be up on the market. We give you all of that. That saves you hours of times and hundreds of dollars. And we do that every single time. And we do this twice a month for you before those 2 sessions. It's invaluable. Now, benefit number 3 and number 4, the yearly tune-up of your business, as well as Masters on Demand. All 6 of our master coaches are available to you anytime by phone, anytime you want. That's amazing. Okay, you just call them up and have a one-on-one session. No mentoring coaching program in the state of California has ever had that, or in the country for that matter. Benefit number 5, the complete video library of every one of our tools and techniques and all the sessions with the masters and the legends. They're available to you all the time. This is one of the most valuable things I can tell you about. Here's why. The key to mastery, the key to real success is called repetition. Repetition, okay? So not only will you be on these mentoring calls, but you'll also be watching this over and over again. Good in is good out, and you know it, okay? This is the largest and most current database of tools and techniques anywhere in the country by far, and it's yours for free. Now, next, a listing booster account. Here's what this does. The listing booster offered by the National Real Estate Post, it actually puts your current listings on television for you, for free, okay? And it also sends you referrals. Unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Now, number 7 and number 8, reserve seating and private cocktail receptions at all of our live events. That is awesome. Number 9, let me ask you this. Do you know what this is? You know what that is? That's called search algorithms. It's also known as metadata. So let me ask you a quick question. If I was going to go and say, okay, Marilyn or Jacques or whoever else, if I put in your city, wherever you live, let's say you live in Irvine. If I put in Irvine, so Bruce Lamaster, okay? If I put in realtor, and Bruce, let's say Bruce lives in Irvine. I'm not sure where Bruce lives, but that's no big deal. So where would he come up on a Google search? Nowhere. Okay, it'd be Zillow and everything else like that. Here's what this does. When you have the 9th benefit, which is a complete profile of your business on our website, the Career Compass website, one of the biggest websites in real estate, you actually get moved up in Google. People spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every month to have that done, and we do it for you for free as part of C4. That alone is amazing. You're actually going to be higher in Google searches. Tell me what that's worth. That's amazing. And number 10 and number 11, number 10 is your continuing education license renewal through our third-party affiliate company. Okay, license renewal if you can't make it to one of the seminars. And by the way, we have this thing called the auto renewal feature where we contact you, we set you up with the program, we walk you through it, we handhold you all the way through. None of this terrible studying, none of these 4 weeks online. Easiest, fastest, best way to legally do your license renewal included, no cost to you. And that also includes, by the way, your car and NAR ethics certificate, which is due this year. So there you go. Do not spend a day at the board, guys. We got you covered. Both of those included. So there you go. Now, the 12th one will blow your mind. This is Kanoki Group. This right here, the average person on this call right here, okay, all the way from Sam Silver. There's Sam Silver. Yeah, Sam Silver. Okay, so the average person on this call using Kanoki Group to do your taxes saves in essence of $10,000. That alone is worth being on in this program. Kanoki Group is the #1 tax accountant for strictly realtors in the state of California. #1 tax advisor in California, the teacher of other advisors. Never had an audit in 30 years. You show me a tax preparer that can say that. Never had an audit in 30 years? Unbelievable. Most realtors pay almost zero taxes. Let me tell you right now, if you made more than $40,000 last year, you need to be a sub S chapter corporation through the Kanoki Group, and you will pay literally a fraction, if not zero, of the taxes you paid all the other years. This right here is worth tens of thousands of dollars to you every single year. And it's an exclusive benefit of C4. Okay? Now, saves the average realtor 10 to 20 grand a year. This guy regularly redoes tax returns from other tax preparers and saves tens of thousands of bucks. Okay? The consultation, if you want him to consult you, is $500 an hour. You get it for free. That's amazing. Okay? And it's a C4 exclusive benefit for free for you. So to summarize this, and then we'll get to Zillow, every month you get your live mentoring with masters. Every month you get your live learning with legends. Every year you get your yearly one-on-one tune-up. You get masters on demand anytime you want. You get the complete video library. That's one of the most valuable things I think you could ever have in your life. Okay? You'll get the listing booster account completely free. Most people pay $200 or $300 a month for that. You get it for free. You get reserved seating at our events, private cocktail receptions at our events with all the other C4 members, the Google raising profile on our website, as well as your license renewal and car and our ethics done through our third-party affiliate company. And last but not least, you get your taxes done by Kanoki, which will save you 10 to 20 grand if you're the average realtor. All of this, you would think, okay, fine, Wellington, it's $1,000 a month like all the other coaching programs out there. Not a chance. The least expensive group coaching we found was $300 to $500. That's insane right there. Now, I'm going to put this up here in a minute, but I want everybody to listen to this. If you're texting, put your phone down, live your life for 10 seconds. Okay? This is not about the money. This program right here, it's the fastest growing program in the state of California, and this is about taking back this business, taking it back from the iBuyers who are taking it from us. This is about showing NAR and CAR what they should be doing for us, but aren't. And that's why we priced this, all of these benefits, which are worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, every single one of them, every single month, at this. $19. Yeah, not 1,900, which it easily could be. Not 19,000. No, $19. It's the same as a drink in a bar. I mean, it's a drink. If you had a beer and I had a beer for $8 each, and then we left a tip, it'd be $19. And by the way, there's no contract. If it's not everything that we say it is, you can quit anytime you want, and we'll refund every dime. Like I said earlier, for every dime, every dollar, and every bit of money you spend at Career Compass, it's worth $100 in your pocket, guaranteed, or we'll refund everything. We've been doing this for 12 years, folks, 13 years. We know. We have 27,000 members. There's no realtor in the state of California that should be saying no to this. I mean, it's guaranteed. There's no contract. You can quit anytime if it's not everything that we say it is. We have to make it everything that we're saying it is, because otherwise you can quit. There's no contract. Okay. Now, throughout our talk today, right up in the chat box, right up there, there'll be a link that you can go to straight to and sign up for this. If you're in real estate and you're planning on staying in real estate, this is the program for you. 100%. Honestly, what are you risking? $19? If your career and the future of this business is not worth $19, not risking $19, which is not even a risk because we'll refund it if it's not. It's not worth $19. You're already out of this business, folks. And I'm going to give you a little tough love. I mean it, because I love you. I do. Okay. I love this industry, and it needs to be taken back from these iBuyers. I'm going to show you today. This is the program for you. Okay. And you now can risk next to nothing to guarantee your success. And we guarantee your success because we've been doing it for 13, 14 years at this point, and I want you to be in it. That's why there's so many people on this call that are already in this program. Now, I'm going to go ahead and ask the question I was going to ask before. Tony Veruvides, are you there?
Yes, sir.
When you were off getting a cocktail a couple of minutes ago, I told this group that every $1 they spend at Career Compass is worth at least $100 in their pocket, guaranteed or more. Would you agree with that?
I couldn't agree more with you, Beef. I mean, with everything that we've seen in our business, there's no way I could not agree with you. Yeah, it's the best thing we ever did in our lives to join this.
There you go. Okay, and that man right there is on his 24th, 25th transaction this year, Tony, something like that?
Yes, and again, all these transactions, I don't want to jump, ahead of everything, but everything there was done at 7% commission.
Okay. All right.
And
hear that, everybody?
And actually, I don't know if I can still jump ahead. We asked some people also about the override because we're doing it now. And they said, you're the only realtors that are willing to fight for us to get us more than what we thought we were going to get by going for an override. Because that is the whole essence of the whole thing. Getting 7% is one thing. But when you tell a client, I have 5 offers, I'm going to start calling them, and I'm going to get you 3% more than the highest offer. They said, who else would do that? And they didn't believe it. And instead of making us feel that, oh my God, we shouldn't ask for that, they're saying, thank you for asking for that to get us more money. And I know, Beef, you're going to explain that later.
No, Tony, I love it. Hey, guys, if you didn't hear that, all these listings were at 7% commission. Can you say that? Because if you can't, you need to get into the C4 program right this minute today.
I could say that on 3.
Say again?
I could say that on 3 of mine, Beef.
There you go.
Hey,
there you go.
Folks, for those of you on this call that aren't in C4, what in the world? Okay, click the link right there and get in. Even before we have the training today. This is real stuff. These are real realtors. I didn't set this up. I didn't tell Sam Silver to say that. I didn't tell Tony Verovitas to say that, and they're doing it. Okay, this is real stuff, guys. This is the future of real estate. You must be in it. And what are you risking? $19? Come on, give me a break. If this doesn't make sense to you, you're not in this business to start with. Okay, but you need to be in this business. Take this business back. Take your business back. Okay, if you're like, oh, it's going to be fine. Well, I'll just keep listing in houses at 4.5 to 5%, and the iBuyers won't affect me. Wrong. They will. You need 7% listings. You need commission override clauses in the notes section, additional comment section, or remark section of your contract, just like Tony said. All right, enough of that. And by the way, the first thing we're going to teach you as soon as you're a C4 member is the 7% technique, and you're going to know it like the back of your hand. You'll be able to beat anybody. All right, so there's the 2 things we have: the Career Compass Success Seminar and the C4 program. Every realtor should have come to the Career Compass Seminar and be in C4 every single month. All right, let's get going. Talk about the real estate future now. Here's what I'm going to say. Ready? I'm going to say this. I'm going to say something that most realtors, most trainers of real estate have never said, and they never will say it. Ready? I'm going to say this. I'm the first and only real estate trainer from the Career Compass is the first company to ever say this. Your relationships are no longer the most important thing. Yep, I said it. I'm going to let that sink in. For the last 40 to 50 years, every real estate trainer in the state of California, I've worked for a lot of the companies out there, are all about relationship, database. That's the key to success. No, it is not. It is no longer the key to success, and I'll prove it to you, because here's why. For the last 40 to 50 years, the reason we've all taught relationships is because the average customer for the last 4 or 5 years, 40 to 50 years, has assumed they needed a realtor, so they're going to go with who? The one they have a relationship with. That's no longer the case. Massive groves of customers are now doing the alternative to realtors. So it doesn't matter about your relationship anymore. What matters is, can you put more money in that seller's pocket? And most of you cannot. With all due respect, most of you cannot. But people like Tony, Sam, and the rest of the C4 members on this call absolutely can. And we want you to be able to as well. Now, let me show you this. This is an actual listing from San Diego, California, one of the biggest metro areas in California. I want to show you the buyer's side commission. 1.5. That is embarrassing. That is pathetic. 1.5%? Where's our value? Where's your value? This basically screams to the market, to the seller, and to the buyer that we're not worth a damn thing. That's what it says right there. It absolutely does. And by the way, aren't many listings in the MLS cut in half? So in other words, are you telling me that many of these listings are 3% total commission? So much for our value. That is pathetic, folks. We need to change that, because that's eroding our value right there. Okay? Zillow, Opendoor, and Redfin are normalizing iBuying. Right now, they're normalizing. That's why they're coming up close to comp when they make their offers. Okay, you can use a realtor, but that's the old way of selling a house. You can do it all online. Every time a customer says that, you lose a listing. That has to be changed. Okay, Zillow is now a brokerage. They have an IDX feed. They're on the MLS. They have their own agents, and they're part of CAR and NAR. Yes, your association has welcomed them in with open arms. They've welcomed the enemy in while you pay for it. And they bought showing time. And I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, you have an association at all levels that has turned their backs on you. And that's why C4 is exploding by leaps and bounds, because you can't rely on your association anymore. You cannot. And I'll show it to you. You can rely on C4, though. You can rely on Career Compass coming and going. Now, the number of people using the 7% technique, like Sam, like Tony, and like the rest of the people on this call, is at an all-time high. And that is a revolution in this industry. That's a revolution. Now, watch this. There's Zillow. There's their new show. They bought that company for $500 million. My God. Okay. And here's the National Association of Realtors, all right? Interesting. Let's talk about this. Ready for this? A Seattle realtor. This is recent. This is within 2 months. Seattle realtor puts her own property, meaning her own property, the property that she lives in into the MLS. Sounds reasonable. She's going to sell her own house. So she's the owner and she's the listing agent. You with me so far? Zillow ignores the fact that she's actually the owner when they see her listing on the MLS. Ready? Within 3 days, Zillow has reached out to the owner via text, via email. Ready? Zillow has contacted the owner of an active listing of a realtor. They just don't seem to realize that they're one and the same person. Offering their assistance in determining if the realtor that owner picked is the right choice. You want to say Article 16? There it is right there. They are violating Article 16 of the NAR and CAR Code of Ethics, flat out, right in the face. And not stopping there, giving tips on how to change your listing realtor. Now, Zillow tells this owner, who is also the realtor, they just don't realize, that she should dump her realtor, not knowing it's her. And we're here to help, they say. Here is a cut and paste from the email. I want to read this to you. Realizing your current agent isn't getting the job done can be disheartening, even if you have a signed contract. The good news is many sellers end up changing the real estate agent who is listing their property, even if the contract hasn't expired yet. But both parties must leave amicably. There's a right way and a wrong way to tell your agent, your listing agent, that things just aren't working out. And they don't stop there. Now they offer reasons for the owner to go to the real estate agent and dump them. Ready? Most common reasons are this: lack of communication, lackluster marketing, and unreliable or unavailable. They're actually giving reasons to go and break the contract with the listing agent, and that means you. This is happening right now to your listings right now today. Want me to prove it? Watch this. This is Sandra Fisher. She lives in Fallbrook, California, just north of San Diego County. Okay? Now, on May 15th, 2021, a month and a half ago, she gets a listing, and it's $900,000. Very nice house in Fallbrook. Here's the problem, though. It's a great neighborhood and a great house, but it's a hoarding house. Not a big problem because you can get it cleaned out, but still something that a lot of people might shy away from. Within days of the listing, just days, just like we talked about the Seattle realtor, within days of the listing, Zillow comes in and offers her $670,000. Now, the listing agent doesn't know this at this point, but the listing agent starts to get phone calls from the seller saying the following: how can I break my contract with you? How much will you take to let me out of the contract? And why hasn't my house sold after only 3 days? And I have other options, meaning $670,000 cash, that I'd like to investigate. So the listing agent talks the seller out of not dumping her for just a few days to at least incorporate the first and only open house, right? First open house, the listing agent sells it, if you can't see this, it's $870,000. Now, hold on. On the first open house, the house sells for $30,000 below list because it's a hoarding house. No problem. But think about that for a second. All during this week, the seller is asking how to get out of the contract, saying that realtors are a waste of money. We don't need realtors. It's all online now, blah, blah, blah. On that weekend, that listing agent, that realtor earns her $200,000 more. And all of a sudden, that seller thinks that that realtor is the greatest thing since sliced bread. This is what's happening in the market. That's California, Fallbrook. If it's happening in Fallbrook, it's happening anywhere. Now, let me show you this. Well, let me back up real quick. Okay, since all of you are probably texting on your phone right now because you can't live your life for 10 seconds, okay, let me show you exactly what's happening. So Zillow bought showing time. Here's why. Zillow is in an acquisition mode, okay? I'll show it to you. In an acquisition mode. What I mean by acquisition, I mean this. Zillow is acquiring the control or the ownership of inventory. So what they're doing, one of three ways. Either they're a brokerage, so a seller can go straight to Zillow and list their house. That's just a regular brokerage. Number two, they can buy a house via cash, via their iBuyer, or three, they go after your listings and poach them. So in one of those three ways, they either acquire the ownership of the house or acquire the control of the house via the listing, okay? So they're doing that right now. Now, why'd they buy showing time? Here's why. If they own or control a house, either through the MLS or through ownership, they can make you, as a realtor, they can make you go through showing time to schedule a showing for your buyer, can't they? Yes, they can. And other buyers who don't even have buyer's agents can schedule through showing time as well. So basically what they're doing is trying to control both sides of the market. So here's what's happening. I'm going to show you a text string between a buyer and Zillow. Watch this. Hi, this is Meredith from Zillow. Got your showing request today for 24010 Doverick Drive. I'd be happy to see if an agent can come out and meet you at a convenient time, right? So basically, this is Zillow offering some buyer the opportunity to see this house they want to buy. Before I do so, Meredith says, do you have a buyer's agent you're working with and are committed to? Now, I don't really blame them for asking this because they want to double in it, because the agent they're going to send is going to be who? A listing agent from the listing side, okay, from Zillow, right? Now, here's the mistake they thought. They thought that the person asking for the showing was a buyer just through Zillow or anything else like that. Nope. I am the agent that says. So this isn't a buyer. This is an agent representing a buyer asking for a showing. Ready? Boom. Thanks for letting me know. Unfortunately, this home is unavailable for tour at this time. I'm going to go ahead and walk around like this for dramatic effect. 10 seconds ago, the house was ready to be shown by one of their agents, but now they know that you're the agent. Sorry, unavailable. Are you seeing what's happening here? This is real. This is real world stuff right here. So many times what they can do is you put your buyer's information into the request through showing time, don't you? Yes. So now Zillow has your buyer's information. So now if they're going to poach your listings on the listing side, you really think they're going to stop at the buying side? Not a chance. What they're going to do is they're going to contact your buyer and say, oh, did your agent not set up a showing? Oh, that's a crappy agent. Tell you what, dump your buyer's agent, come to Zillow. You'll be able to see this house today and your offer will be a priority. So they can poach on both sides, and they're doing it. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you here in a minute is a video of Richard Barton. Now, who's Richard Barton? Richard Barton is the CEO and co-founder of Zillow. Now, he's also the co-founder of Expedia, and they're doing exactly to realtors what they did to travel agents back in the 90s. Watch this.
And I basically liken the transition, the kind of market expansion that Zillow is going through right now, where we've got this huge, profitable incumbent business with this trusted brand. And we're saying, all right, there is a technology disruption happening, and we've got to be the ones to build the bridge across the chasm and get to the other side. And that's why we are going so hard and so aggressively, but in a prudent way, at the new opportunity, and it's going extremely well.
Do you think even further a step forward about other avenues you could go into with mortgages, other aspects?
Yeah, it turns out that the house transaction is the hub of a series of really big, important, and potentially profitable transactions. Getting the mortgage, the title, the escrow, moving, telecommunication services, all this happens and changes and is keyed off of the house transaction. And we are making investments in most of these businesses, specifically mortgages, title, and escrow right now, and creating an integrated digital platform so that one day, the dream is that we dream one day of you having kind of almost a trade-in experience with your house, where you're standing in a house, a Zillow offers house that we own. You've been there 15 times. You've let yourself in with the Zillow app. We know who you are and where you live. We've already have a mortgage ready to go. We have an offer ready for your house when you're ready to transact, and you, with one click, can decide to move.
Now, I want to focus on one sentence that he said. He said, you're standing at a Zillow-owned house. Okay, so what does that mean? That means when he says you, he's not talking about the buyer's agent. He's talking about the buyer. So you're standing at a Zillow-owned house. So they have the listing or they have the ownership. So much for you getting the listing. That's not going to happen. Number two, he said, you've been there 15 times. You've let yourself in with the Zillow app. What does that mean? That means there's no buyer's agent staying there. The buyer's letting themselves in using the Zillow app on a Zillow-owned house. So that means there's no listing agent, at least not a listing agent like you, and there's no buyer's agent. We already have a mortgage ready for you on this house, and we already have an offer ready on your existing home. And with one click, everyone wants to click, right? With one click, you can trade your house in. No real estate agent on the listing side, no real estate agent on the buying side, no car, no NAR, and by the way, folks, probably no MLS. Get it? That's what's going on. And he's telling you what he's going to do right there. How are they doing that? Here's how they're doing it. They're advertising and explaining to your customers exactly how your customers don't need you anymore.
When Zillow buys your home, life gets a little less stressful because you can sell without repairs and choose your closing date, giving you more time for the things you love. Visit Zillow to request your free offer.
Okay, that was 15 seconds. Let me read your mind. Ready? You just thought this is commission free, and you just thought that I can sell my house for top dollar without repairs. Now, the only reason that you didn't think that is because you're a realtor. But every one of your customers thought that very thing. And Open Door is doing the same exact thing. Watch this.
Selling your house is hard. Selling it to Open Door, that's easy. All you have to do is go to opendoor.com and you'll get a competitive offer in just a few steps. So, what do you think? Well, I'm sold. We're sold. Get your free offer at opendoor.com.
Okay, another 15 seconds. First thing she said is what? Selling your house is hard. So in other words, don't use a realtor. That's really hard. Do it the easy way. Everybody wants easy. Everybody wants DoorDash. Everybody wants everything on their phone. All you want to do is click, 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 and get everything done for you, right? That's the new on-demand society we have. They're taking advantage of this. So there you go. Now, let me show you this. This is an Inman article where it basically says Zillow's trajectory is similar to Netflix. Now, let me ask you a quick question. Who did Netflix put out of business? You think Blockbuster. Wrong. Blockbuster put Blockbuster out of business. Here's why. Blockbuster in 2000 had the opportunity to buy Netflix for $50 million, and they said no. By 2010, they were bankrupt. Here's what they thought, and they know this is public knowledge. Blockbuster thought people will always want to come to the video store, pick out a video, stand in line, find the video they want, really out of stock, pick something else, sign a contract for its return, let it sit in the car for days after its return date, pay a huge fee, and go to the store twice for one movie. And you're laughing at that. You're like, oh, that's ridiculous. Nobody would ever want to do that. So watch these two statements. People will always want to come to the video store. People will always need realtors. Oh, not so funny anymore, is it? Oh, I see. Wow. Because many of you are like, oh, people always need realtors, regardless of how much Zillow and Open Door take of the business. No, they will not, folks. Even the elderly in our society, okay, are doing Netflix. They're not going to the video store because there ain't no video stores anymore because nobody went to them. Now, after this article in Inman, there were some responses. Let me show you a couple of them. Ready? Don Johnson, who a nice guy, said relationship-based businesses will continue to win the day. I disagree wholeheartedly. And then Michael Kitchens says, bingo. Okay, there will always be disruptors, but in the end, relationships will win. No, they won't. And I'll prove it to you right now. Let me prove how wrong these two gentlemen are, as nice as they are. Okay. Head stickers from the, oh, okay, hold on. You're waiting for the head stickers. All right, here you go. All right, there you go. There you go. Beef head stickers. All right, there you go. All right. We have beef and no beef. Where's the no beef one? I have these stickers with the one through my face. Okay, there's the no. Yeah. You're welcome, Tony. Okay, back to this. Here's what's going to win. Your relationships will not win. Your value will win. And you're thinking, well, it's the same thing, Wellington. No, it is not. Let me show you a perfect example. This right here is Kelly Malone, or at least a picture, or at least a cartoon of her. Kelly Malone is a real realtor, a real broker who owns a company called Reliable Real Estate. She's got about 50 agents, okay? This is Kelly Malone. Now, Kelly, 5 years ago, got married to her fiance. This is her fiance's best friend named Joe, okay? So here's Kelly, this is a real person, okay? This is her fiance, and here's Joe. Now, Kelly gets married. So Joe and her fiance get ready to go. There's the wedding. Now, Kelly is standing 6 feet away from Joe. He's the best man in the wedding. She's known him for 20 years. Let me ask you a quick question. The man who stood up as the best man in her wedding, do you think that should be somebody in her database that she can rely on selling the house with her if he went and sold? You bet. I mean, if this guy isn't in her database, nobody is. Ready for this? 1 year ago, 4 years after the wedding, Joe calls up Kelly, and they've seen each other many, many times. Okay, they're two best friends. They golf together. They go to they go fish together. Whatever it is, they're best friends. Okay, so Joe calls Kelly, and Kelly goes, "Hey Joe, what's going on?" And she goes, "Hey Kelly, hate to bother you at work, but I have some real estate questions, and you've been the greatest realtor I've known of in the last 25 years. So can I ask you some questions about real estate?" She goes, "Sure, Joe. Be happy to ask questions for you." He goes, "Thanks so much for your time in advance. I just sold my house to Open Door. Can I go over the numbers with you to see if I did a good job?" Where's your relationship? It's nowhere, because this guy knew he had other options. For the last 40 years, the only option that this guy had was a realtor. So he would go with the one who had a relationship. That's not the case anymore. They have other options, and they will take them. Now, if Joe right here knew that Kelly could sell the house for tens, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 more than they would get numerically, he would have gone to her. But she didn't do that. She just relied on the relationship. So let's say that Joe just got a job transfer. So Kelly assumed that Joe's going to list with her. But Joe goes to work the next day, And one of his friends says, oh, you need to sell your house quickly? Just go to Zillow.com. They'll make you a cash offer. In fact, the Zestimate is the offer these days, isn't it? He goes, I never knew about that. I thought I only had to go through a realtor, probably the one I have a relationship with, right? No. Other options these days. Now, who's this? This is a realtor who's part of C4. Yes, C4 and the Career Compass. This realtor knows tools, techniques, systems, and processes that other realtors don't know, and we guarantee that. Guarantee it, okay? This agent could sell the house for way more than Kelly, way faster than Kelly. Probably not Kelly's case, because Kelly actually is in C4 and Career Compass. But point being, let's go over what's going to happen. Here's you. Here's Kelly or you. If you are putting all your eggs in the relationship basket, you've got the relationship, you've got the MLS, and you've got a sign in the front yard. What does Zillow have? Zillow's got a cash offer, no open houses, and a fast close on your own schedule. What does this agent have? This agent has the 7% technique that Tony and Sam Silver just described, that they've been using the entire year of 2021 to crush other realtors and crush the iBuyers. She has that. And she can drive the price up, sell for more, be a huge hero to Tony, or excuse me, to Joe. And she's got dozens more tools and techniques she learned from the Career Compass to do the same thing. Let's talk about your value, since value is going to be the only thing. Your value is zero. The house is worth $1 million. You're selling it for $1 million. Where's your incremental value? Zero. Okay, million minus $1 million is zero. What does Zillow have? Zillow has $30,000 in perceived value because Joe thinks Zillow's going to save him $30,000. This lady has an actual real incremental value of 40 grand more than everybody else because she can do this. And so can Tony, so can Sam, so can most people on this call. Can you do this? Now, let me save you. If you are this, if you have the relationship and you know this, you're unstoppable. You will beat anybody. Okay, I'm going to say this. I know this sounds very pompous, but it's Friday, so I'm going for it. You can drop me or Tony or Sam or anybody in C4 in any market in the United States, and we will compete against the top 3 realtors in that market, and we will beat them 95 to 98% of the time knowing nothing. Now, I don't say that to impress you. I say that to impress upon you that these are the tools and techniques you must know. Most of you, when I said commission override clause, which Tony got in his last listing, he had no idea what I was talking about. What's a commission override clause, Beef Wellington? Well, you're going to know what it is as soon as you're part of C4 for a whole whopping $19, because we're going to make sure you know how to do that. Mike Drew, Keller Williams Metro, San Diego. 3 weeks ago, closed on a house that was a $1.3 million house. The seller was expecting 1.4. Okay.
And apologize for any service deficiencies that are inconsistent.
Anyway, back to this. So, am I muted? I have not. I'm not. Okay, good. Now, again, Mike Drew, $1.3 million house. The seller's expecting 1.4. Mike Drew put on the 7% technique and then added this little thing called the 7% extreme technique. Before the first open house on Saturday, sight unseen, no contingency, sold the house for $1.6 million. Got a $48,000 base commission on his side, plus a $28,000 commission override commission that the seller was glad and happy to pay him. And now that seller, a doctor in La Jolla, is introducing Mike Drew to all the other doctors. That is the power of these tools and techniques. You must know these things. So he might go to Zillow, but if he knows about you and your techniques, he's coming to you every time. And that's the key. Now, let me show you the first of 2 or 3 tools I'm going to be giving you today that you can use this very day. As soon as you leave here, this very day, to go beat Zillow with their own numbers. Because knowing what they're doing is not enough. You need to be able to beat them. And now I'm going to show you exactly how to beat them. And by the way, what I'm going to show you is 2 or 3 things out of over 150 unique, individual, different tools and techniques, systems and processes, 150 that we teach you at C4 and at the Career Compass. There's no realtor in the state of California or the country, in my opinion, that should go without knowing these things. And it's just my opinion, but I'm right. All right, let me show you this. Now, here's a house being listed for $1 million. And by the way, before I show you this, this is downloadable in PDF format, JPEG format, PowerPoint format, Keynote format, and as a video, a YouTube video for any Career Compass member, any of them, whether you're Career Compass regular, C4, or both. You can download this from any of the websites that we have. We have Career Compass and then we have C4 Connection. You can download this and it doesn't cost you a dime. If you're part of our program, this alone is worth being in our program. So here's a house being listed, okay? You're not right, you're left. Yeah, thanks, Tony. Anyway, so point being, here's a house for $1 million, okay? Here's the listing agent. Let's say it's you, listing the house and you're a realtor. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, here's what happens when realtors sell your house versus it being bought by Open Door or Zillow. Let me show you. Now, let's say that a house is being listed for $1 million. Here's the buyer's agent, listing agent. The commission is 5% because we haven't yet implemented the 7% technique. We'll do that later. We're going to learn this first. The buyer's agent comes in with a full price offer of $1 million. That's all you're getting these days. Okay? Now, the commission on $1 million out of 5% is 50 grand. Okay? This is before expenses because they're all about the same. So don't worry about the expenses because they're kind of a set cost. But the commission is not. So on $1 million, a 5% commission is $50,000. So how much is the seller getting before expenses after commission? $950. The 50 grand is being split 25 grand here and 25 grand here. So this is a normal sale of a house in our market. Here's what happens, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if you opt to sell to Open Door or Zillow. Things change entirely. Let's go back to our example. Okay, $1 million list price, commission of 5%. Let's say that you get a full price offer from Open Door or Zillow, which most of the time you will not. The average offer from Zillow or Open Door is 8% below the comp or listed value. But let's just say for this example, you do get $1 million offer from Open Door and Zillow, okay, which is very unlikely, but let's just say you do. Now, here's what is going to be happening. See this right here? This is $75,000. You're thinking, oh, did the commission go from $50,000 to $75,000? No. This $75,000 right there, you know what that is? That's Zillow and Open Door's service charges or relationship fee, whatever you want to call it. Okay? I don't know what a relationship fee is. I think that's what my ex-wife's lawyer said when I got divorced. You have a relationship fee here, Mr. Wellington. Anyway, okay? John Stiles, that was funny. I expect you to laugh appropriately. Thank you. Anyway, back to this. All right. So they're charging $75,000. So here's what you think. You think that the 5% commission is going away because now it's 7.5%? Wrong. Most agents don't know this. Most agents think the $75,000 replaces a 5. It doesn't. That $75,000 is only the commission for Open Door and Zillow, the buyer's side commission. Okay, I'm going to say this. It does not cover your listing side commission. So you think your seller's getting $925? Pretty close, isn't it? No. You got to go back to your seller for your 2.5% on your side. So now it's a 10% commission, and that's on a full price offer. Unbelievable. And that's best case scenario. But Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you're probably not going to get $1 million offer. You're probably going to get $920, the average, which is 8% less than comps from Open Door or Zillow. Now let's go over the numbers in a real world sense. Ready? $69,000 is 7.5%. That's their commission. Okay, that's Open Door or Zillow's commission. So what do you got left? $851,000 going to the seller, right? Wrong-o. You're the listing agent. Don't you want to be paid? You certainly do. Here's your 2.5%. So now the seller's getting what? Apples to apples. This comparison to this comparison, which is real world apples to apples, is $950 versus $828, a difference of $122,000 in your pocket, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. This is real world stuff right here. And again, this is downloadable to any Career Compass member. And it's just one technique out of, again, a couple hundred. But I'm not quite done here. Here's why. Many of you are going to listing presentations and you're afraid to talk about Zillow or Open Door because you don't want to alarm the seller that they can do that. Wrong. Don't do that. They know they can do this. Okay. You need to beat them coming and going. Don't be afraid of these people. Crush them. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to. You got to show you how to crush them in this aspect. I'll show you again in another tool. Here's the thing. Now, show them this up front. Show them this whole thing up front. Say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you may be considering an iBuyer. Let me show you what happens when an iBuyer buys your house. Now, you're thinking some of them, a very small percentage, because most of them will, after they see this, be like, okay, forget it. I'm not doing that. Okay. But a small percentage will go, oh, I didn't know about Zillow and Open Door. That's what you're afraid of. That's why you're not saying anything, right? Thank you for bringing that to my attention. If I'm not going to use a buyer's agent, why not just cut out the listing agent, meaning you, and your commission? So now it'll be more profitable to me if I go to an iBuyer, right? Wrong. Ready for this? Watch this. Even on a full price offer, full price, with no agents on either side, it's still $25,000 more expensive to go with an iBuyer. And on a realistic offer, it's $99,000 more expensive. So what I just showed you, I just showed you how to numerically beat the iBuyers with their own numbers right in a listing presentation. Because here's what some of you are going to do. Some of you are going to do listing presentations and say, well, the iBuyers are cheaper, but I'm better. Wrong. That's not true. Of course, the part that you're better is true. You are better. But them being cheaper is not true. And that's the thing they're selling. And it's not true. You could show the seller numerically how you are not only the best option as far as quality and value, but you're also the least expensive, even over the iBuyers who are saying they're doing it for free. There you go. One tool, okay? Very powerful, and everybody gets this. Now, let me show you this. Can Zillow become the MLS? Because here's what some of you are thinking. Let's go back to our example we just finished off where the seller got 828, okay? Down here where they lost 122,000, okay? Let's go ahead and move this right up here, all right? Here's what you're thinking. Well, if I'm the listing agent, Wellington, it doesn't matter that this happened. I still got a commission. It's right there. Look, okay? My commission was still paid. And even though Zillow bought the house via their iBuyer program, I still got a commission. And Zillow has assured all of us that they're going to put it in the MLS because they're going to go along with our rules. Sure they are. And they're going to put a commission of 2.5% on it. So the buyer's agent's still going to see it, bring their buyer, earn a $25,000 commission, and everything's fine, Wellington. See, you're wrong, Wellington. You're thinking, Beef Wellington's full of it. Because look, sure, Zillow inserted themselves in the middle of every transaction, but we still got paid, so everything's okay. Wrong. Here's why. This is what Zillow wants you to think. Here's what's really going to happen. Ready? Now, do you really think that Zillow doesn't know that they have all the buyer eyes in the world on their website? Of course they know that. They have more buyers that go to their website than every other website in the country combined, okay? They know they have all the buyers. So do you really think they want to buy a house after you've listed in the MLS? No. They want to poach it from you if it is in the MLS, or they want the seller to go right to them first off and cut you out, or just buy the house via iBuyer with no agent, which basically gets rid of you, the listing agent, because they don't need that. It gets rid of your commission too. So much for your income. Now, what about this? What about the buyer's agent? It's still in the MLS, right? Well, what is the motivation that Zillow has to put it on the MLS when they have all the buyers already? So what they're going to do is they're going to keep it off the MLS and try to sell it just on Zillow, which removes the listing, removes the commission, and they can sell it right on the MLS, right on the Zillow.com. They're thinking they can't do that, against the rules. As if they care about the rules. I think I've proven that. And on top of that, if they're the owner, they can do anything they want. So please don't fool yourself thinking that they're going to go along with the rules, or the rules even account to them because they're the owner. Now, so what's going to happen is the buying agent doesn't see the listing, so he's gone. The commission's gone because it's not on the MLS. So what the buyer do? The buyer goes right down to Zillow, just like everybody else, and it goes from the seller to Zillow to the buyer. No listing agent, no buyer's agent, no MLS, no car, no NAR. Bye-bye, everybody. That's the future. Now, if you, the listing agent, knows the 7% technique, it stops the whole process from ever starting. This whole process is stopped before any of it starts. If you know the 7% technique, like Tony and Sam and all the rest of them, if you're going to use that, all those listings that they got at 7% never went to Zillow or even come close because they know how much more money is worth it. You need to know that. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you, okay, before you answer questions and stuff, is this, okay? This is what's called How Should I List spreadsheet. This is about one of a dozen different spreadsheets that we have for you when you're in C4 or when you come to Career Compass, either way, that shows exactly what's going to happen. So the video I just showed you, that little thing I just showed you recently, how they lost $122,000, that's what you should show at the beginning of a listing. The beginning of a listing presentation, you need to show that to get rid of any desire they have of using an iBuyer. Then you do the 7% technique during your listing presentation. And then at the end, you show this to encapsulate exactly how they're better off with you. Let me show you what this does. It has 3 boxes. This box shows the average seller how much of their equity they would get if they went with an iBuyer, a range, because all the formulas are already put in. This is how much they would get by going with your competition, i.e. another realtor. And this is what they would get if they went with you using the 7% technique or any of the other tools and techniques that we're going to show you. So let me show you how this works. So this basically is a range right here. If you're going to go with there you go. Okay, on the left there, the red box, that basically shows the seller of their equity how much they're going to be getting if they go with an iBuyer. The middle box, the gray box, basically shows them how much they're going to be getting if they go with your competition, a regular average realtor using 4 or 5% commission. On the right, over there in green, it shows how much you're going to be giving the seller based on the 7% technique, which we will show you, and you will master that, we promise. So basically what this does, at the end of the listing presentation, you show this to your seller. You say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, which of these would you like to do? An online another brokerage or me? Obviously, they're going to pick the green box because that's the highest numbers. And by the way, if your plan doesn't work, which it's always going to, but if your plan doesn't work, they didn't lose anything. They can use another realtor or they can go online. But if they go and sell their house from the beginning with an iBuyer, they can't go, oh, I could have gotten more from it by going with a really good realtor who's part of C4. Give me my house back. No. So they always start with you and you always get the listing. All right. So that's basically what this does. So there's your 3 boxes, and that's what they do. Very simply, it shows the seller. All the work's done for you. All you do is put in the comp value plus what they owe on their mortgage equals what? It equals basically their equity. And of their equity, it automatically calculates what they're going to get in the 3 cases. Simple as it can be. All the work's done all the way for you. That's cool. Okay. So there you can see 50, 150, okay, or 169 to 216. Which one do you want, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? I think you want this. Go ahead and sign on the listing presentation on the line that is dotted, and we're going to get started tonight. All right? That's how that works. Now, I'm going to go ahead and, again, just kind of encapsulate this. There's a link right here in the chat box. If you are not part of C4, 100% of you need to click that link and get into C4 for $19. $19, guys. Folks, if you can't afford $19, you've got to get into it because we got to fix your business. I mean, that should be nothing to you. It is nothing to you. Most of you made $50,000 to $100,000 last year. You need to get in this and learn these things, and we've proven it today. Okay, what are you risking? You're risking nothing because you're going to pay $19 for the first month, and if it's not everything that we say it is, you get that back. You got nothing to risk. Once again, folks, every dollar you bet at that casino is going to pay you $100 or more, or you get every dime of your cash back. There is no risk. If you're a realtor and you don't do this, you are literally saying to your own career, I am failing. I'm going to fail out. You're saying it because for that price, if it was $1,000, I get it. If it was $1,000, I'd be like, okay, fine. You know, it's a lot of money. Okay. But for $19, the only alternative to not doing that is the fact that you've admitted you're going to fail. That's it. Because for that money, and it's guaranteed, there is no risk whatsoever. But here's what's at stake. Your career is at stake here. Is your career worth $19? If it's not, go sell shoes, folks. You're already out. There is no downside to this program, and the upside is success in your career. Now, let me ask you a quick question. How's your life, folks? And I don't do life coaching, but let me ask you, is it everything that you wanted it to be? Or are you doing this business half-heartedly, okay? Making a menial income, thinking that you got another life in the bank somewhere. You don't. This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time. Thank you, Tyler Durden. Thank you, Fight Club. Make your life amazing. Have so much money in your life that you leave a legacy for your family, and you can afford to pay back and pay forward for other realtors. If you're a successful realtor in C4 right now, you should pay the $19 membership for another realtor, okay? Because we're in this together. Make your life a masterpiece. The downside is zero. The upside is everything. We're offering you a no-risk path to success in your life. If your life and your income and your career is not everything you've dreamed of, the average realtor is 59. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for, honestly? Are you waiting for it to be $18? And by the way, see this? That's a tax deduction. You know what the true cost is? About $14. $14. That's a tax deduction. So is this one at $195 one time for life. So there's a box right up here. Okay? If you're serious about this business, this is for you. Let me quote the Joker. Let me know when you want to get a little more serious about your career, because I'm serious about your career. I'm dead serious about your career, and I'm dead serious about beating the iBuyers, 100%. I am dead serious about beating them, and I am dead serious. And this company, Career Companies, I'm so honored to work for them. They are dead serious about bringing this business back to realtors and not letting it slip into oblivion via the iBuyers and the apathy and inactivity of CAR and NAR. How's that for you? And by the way, at the Career Compass, we're all going to drink together. Most of you, I mean, look at Bruce LeMaster, okay? That man can drink more than $19 with one hand. So can John. So can Marilyn. Okay, don't let Marilyn trick you there. That girl can party. Okay, I mean, there's Tony Barbarino. I don't know what's going on with that guy. Tony, why are you? Tony, click the link. Period. Click it. Tony, click that link. I'm not playing with you anymore. Okay, Rochelle, click that link.
I don't want to click it because it might hurt if I do. Ah!
No, it's not going to hurt. Tony, you better click that link this time. I'm telling you right now. Okay.
What?
Chuck,
What?
make sure Tony clicks that link. Chuck, make him do it. Make him.
But,
Okay,
but,
buddy,
I
Shauna.
can't.
All right.
It's too hard to push.
Yeah.
Please, help me.
Oh, wait, Marl already in our club. Hey, Marl, how you doing, buddy? June. Okay. Nice. Link right there. While you're clicking that link and getting into C4, absolutely. Or C4 and coming to the Career Compass. Guys, the next Career Compass is Pachanga, starting on September 10th. Okay. Join this. Go to this. Have the time of your life. Think about it. I mean, it's amazing. Okay.
Beef.
$19. What?
Beef, we had a few questions. Are you ready for some questions?
I am ready.
All righty, here we go. From Don.
And this is not vodka, but it should be.
Okay, from Don. He wants to know, what should we say if the seller says that they're thinking about going with Ideal Agent?
Okay. Ideal Agent is nothing more than a lead generating source that goes ahead and sells those leads to the biggest referral giver to realtors. Okay, you're not helping yourself, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. Here's the thing: not only does Ideal Agent is doing is picking your realtor for you. So you lose that. First off, you're losing the ability to pick your own realtor with Ideal Agent. Number two, Ideal Agent doesn't care about getting you the best agent. They just care about giving your lead, your listing, to whatever agent is paying the greatest referral fee back to Ideal Agent. Why would you do that? That's like, I don't know what it's like going through a middleman who's taking, I don't know, it's like a middleman taking 6% of the commission, right? Now, point being, it doesn't help the seller one bit. If you're talking to the seller and there's like, I might go through Ideal Agent, don't bother. I'm right in front of you. You don't need Ideal Agent. That's like walking. Okay, this is what this is like. It's like walking into a hotel, okay, and saying, I need a room. And they're like, okay, well, we have rooms for $99. Would you like to get a room? And you go, you know what? Hold on a second. I'm going to go outside and go to Hotwire or Expedia and get a room for $125 and not know what room it is. And if it's this, that's the equivalent of Ideal Agent. So you don't even know the hotel room you're getting, and you're probably more for it. Okay. So that is, if they're going to Ideal Agent, don't bother, Mr. and Mrs. Selling, right? Agent, your listing is right in front of you. We'll show you something called the 7 technique, which is something that agent is never going to be able to do. Can I at least show it to you? Well, you're standing here, so I guess you're on the phone with me. You're texting me. You're standing here, so sure, I'll do it. And you know what? Do this. Go ahead and watch how I do the 7% technique. Then, if you want to, go get another agent through Ideal Agent and let them do a listing presentation and see if it even compares to mine. Now, don't you dare say that until you know the 7% technique. So if you are not in C4, guys, get in. Okay? Link right up there. Or, okay, and by the way, you can, if you would rather, you can just go to thecareercompass.com. 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 3 words, thecareercompass.com. But you can click the link right there. It's right there.
Yes, we just put the link in. Veronica,
the link in Zoom?
Yes, in the
Where's
chat
the link in Zoom?
Open your chat box. Open your chat box.
Oh, okay. Hey, Beef, by the way, how have you been, man? Forget the sales pitch, and how are you?
That's a good question. Who's this talking, by the way?
Tony Barbarino.
All right.
Your fanboy.
I'm good. I've been really, really good. The company's exploding, obviously. I mean, my God, it's exploding. Like we just did our first live seminar back in since COVID back in Las Vegas about 3 weeks ago, and the place was packed. So everything's going good with the company, and they still choose to employ me. My gout has flared up a few times, which makes it hard to walk. But other than that, I'm feeling pretty good.
Oh, I noticed you're getting younger. I see you've been working out. What's your secret?
A lot of makeup and lights that make you look bigger than you are. That's what we do.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's get back to Veronica's question. She wanted to know, it seems to me we should be educating our clients, friends, neighbors, etc. on the tactics of Zillow. Is that an ethics concern? Zillow.
Oh no. Oh, Veronica. Oh no. Oh no. Veronica, okay? You should take everything that you learned from us about Zillow, every tool and technique that you know, and you need to educate your database. That is your job. Your job is to know this stuff and bring it to everybody that you know. Everybody know. Because remember Kelly Malone, whose best man in the wedding went with Open Door? Here's why. she didn't do that very thing that you're saying. She didn't show him on an ongoing basis that she can sell the house for more. She didn't show that she has way more value over just being a regular realtor. She didn't do that. That's why she lost that listing. That's why she lost that deal. So Veronica, please, every single thing you learn here and every single thing you learn here, take it to your database in earnest. Take it there, door knock, cold call, direct mail, call people, text them. Okay, every single thing you can possibly do for the rest of your career, show them these techniques. 100%, my dear. Yes. And no, it's not ethics concern in any way, shape, or form. When you tell the truth, it's never a violation of anything. And you're always going to tell the truth because your truth is better. And we're going to prove to you.
Hey, Beef, you guys should magically fall in your lap actual examples with people's names redacted of these contracts, because it would help to provide, I mean, hypothetically, if Career Compass had a database where we could hypothetically download PDFs and actually show 5 examples of each of these other competing companies, so we can say, these are real examples, this is the truth based on all the information, as opposed to just doing this, because we don't want to talk negatively and have an ethics violation, but just also you never want to talk bad about people, but if we can show facts, real world fact examples, here's some PDFs of some real deals compared to what we're going to do, what do you think? Because numbers don't lie when they're truth, and so it'd be hard for a client to deny when you have fact based on the example you point to, right?
Okay, not only do we have that, not only do we have hundreds of examples of that, not only do we provide the thing called the crush sheets, which shows exactly how these other companies work, and examples of different contracts and how this contract produced this result. So we don't have it in this presentation, but when you're in C4, we have all of that information. We get that from people like Mike Drew, from Sam Silver, from Tony Bruvidas. We don't show it here because we have a limited amount of time, but we absolutely have that. And by the way, you're not speaking negative. You are not speaking negative about these companies. You're simply telling the truth. There is never an ethics violation when you say that Zillow has a 7.5% average service charge. That's not speaking negatively. That's just telling the truth, and it is true. Okay? You are never going to get an ethics violation. So yes, we have exactly what you're talking about. Yes, we'd be happy to provide it to you, and yes, you should say it, and you're never going to get a violation.
Beef, if I may add something, if you don't mind, please.
Yeah, yes.
If they go into my YouTube channel, Bruvidas Group Real Estate, there is a couple of things that I did about Zillow, and it is actually the proof. I'm showing it step by step of what Zillow offered me for my own house, because I called them in to find out how they work. So it's a video that my wife and I have done. It's in there in my YouTube channel, along with the open door situation, what they did when they came to my house as well. So the proof is right there on my YouTube channel, Bruvidas Real Estate Bruvidas Real Estate Group. You're going to see the proof about Zillow and Open Door.
Here's what we're going to do. The Career Compass will have a link straight to Tony. Donna, I think you already did that. I think, in fact, guys, on careercompass.com, there's a video of Tony and Tasha speaking to one of their clients where they did the 7% technique. So on the careercompass.com, right on this website, folks, we will have a link straight to Tony's website, but we already have it on our own website. We had this stuff. But
look under the member toolbox. Member toolbox, everybody. Look under the member toolbox on thecareercompass.com.
Yes.
Member toolbox.
And you can link right to Tony. He's one of the greatest realtors, one of the greatest friends I've ever had in this business. The guy's amazing. Go to his website. We'll link it right from our website, right under Toolbox. You go right there. And we have videos of Tony and Tasha on our website of them doing this. It's perfect. It's amazing. You can show that to your clients. They get better than that.
Okay, Beef, real quick. Can you explain the 3 different ways of how you can renew right now through the Career Compass, and what different membership levels do which different type of renewals?
Yes, 3 ways. Number 1, the Career Compass Success Seminar. Okay, $195, one time, come back for free, for life, forever. You're a member for life. Okay. At that seminar, we will have our independent third-party real estate continuing education partner there. And at no cost to you, they will simply walk you right through the process right there at the seminar. No need to go anywhere else. No need to go to the car. No need to take any more tests, nothing. Right there at the seminar, we will have our continuing education provider, and they'll walk you right through the process right before you go to the open bar. Doesn't get any easier than that. That's number one. Number two, the Career Compass Concierge Connection, C4. When you are in C4, you simply let us know at any time. You can just text us. Okay, you're in the program. We're going to be texting you. When all the sessions are. You just text us back. I need my continuing education. No problem. We're going to have our continuing education provider contact you, and we're going to do our auto renewal process. Now, what does that mean? Automatically, they will contact you. Automatically, they will help you sign up for the process. Automatically, they will help you go through it, just like they do at the seminar, but they'll be doing it online. So if you can't make it to the seminar, you can renew here, okay, through our third-party affiliate company, and they make it so easy, so fast, so simple. It's the easiest, fastest, by far best way to renew your license through our partners. They are the best in the industry. They're amazing. That's option number 2. Option number 3, you can do a one-time you test, you study process where you read the books, you take the test, you're on your own. We have that too. I have no idea why you do that. I have no idea why you do that, okay? Because for less money than that, you can join C4. C4 is less expensive than the you test, you test, you study process. So why would you do it? But you can do that if you want. If you're bad at math, you can do that. And the absolute worst way to renew your license on the planet that will cost you your license and probably cost you your sanity, I should say, will cost you your sanity, in my opinion, is the car course. Don't ever, 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 ever do the car course. It's the worst process I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen lots of them. So forget that. You have 3 options. 1, 2, and the you test, you study option. But why would you do the you test, you study? This is less expensive. So you know what? You don't have 3. You have 2. If you're a sane person, pick this or pick this.
And somebody also had a question regarding the ethics portion. So just to let you guys know, anybody that has unfortunately become a member of NAR or CAR, your ethics is due this year. It is due by December 31st, 2021. It is included with any of the CE courses through our independent CE providers. And then later on this year, as we get closer to the due date, we will have standalone ethics classes available, and we'll notify all of our members and C4 members when that will be available. But as of right now, it's a little too far off.
Hold on. No. Ethics is included in both of these renewal processes. Every single person on this call is going to be part of this or part of this, period. Otherwise, why are you in this business? So as part of this or part of this, you're going to get your ethics done. There you go. It's done for you right there with the same processes. Send it to CAR, send it to NAR. We'll do it for you if you need us to. No problem. You're done. Okay. Keep going. Anything else?
All right. Is that due each renewal or just one time? Not quite sure what do you mean is
what due each renewal?
Ethics.
Okay.
Ethics is only due for CAR and NAR every 3 years. And then for your DRE renewal, it is a portion of that as well.
Okay. Your DRE license renewal is due every 4 years. Your CAR and NAR ethics, which is included in your renewal, is due every 3 years. If you ever get caught where that 1 year you didn't renew, but you got ethics, we'll be happy to give you the ethics. It's no problem. It's included in both of these programs. Okay. So we got you covered. So don't worry about it. Whenever you need ethics or whenever you need license renewal, we will get you done through our third-party affiliate company that will walk you through it effortlessly, painlessly. No need to go and spend a day at the board or a week at the board or 4 weeks online. None of that. You're part of this. You get it all forever for free because you're in C4. This is the best program. Guys, this is the best real estate program in the history of the world. Period.
I just
if
like to
you're
say,
not going to be part of this, what are you thinking?
I renewed my license about a week ago through C4, so I just wanted to put that in. So total renewal, I'm getting my new 4-year card next week in the mail. So that, again, is through C4. Just wanted to mention that.
There you go. And Tony, was it easy?
The easiest thing I ever done for the past 8, 12 years, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Beef, look behind me. That's my 7% listing, my latest one.
Way to go, Sam.
That car, you see that little house behind me? I'm doing an open house tomorrow at that house.
Hey guys, look at that. Sam's got a 7% listing on Zoom call. Okay, if that doesn't convince you, then nothing's going to. I mean, this is real. Guys, this is real. You can tell from my reaction. I didn't know he was going to do that. This is real stuff, guys. This is real world. This is the future of real estate. Okay? I mean, these are not, I did not ask Sam to come on here and say this. I mean, he's saying it because it's true for him. I mean, it's amazing. There you go. There's an actual 7% listing on the Zoom call today.
Come to Palmdale and see my open house tomorrow. You can get a nice percentage back to you.
Woo! 100%. That's Sam Silver, I tell you. That man's amazing. Samuel Silver, and he's also a veteran. So thank you to all the veterans for your service. 100% yes. All right, guys. Let's
Real
see.
quick.
Any other questions? We're
Well,
about
Rick,
15
we have Rick
minutes
Rad.
past.
Okay, shush. Rick has raised his hand. Rick, if you want to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Go, Rick.
Yes, thank you, Biff. I appreciate for all you've done for everybody. But I have a 3 question, very short. One is, those all sheets that we need to present for getting the listing is available online. We have to print it out. That's first question.
Okay. You do not have to print it out. You can download all of this stuff right from the toolbox at C4 or Career Compass. So you don't have to print it out. You can print it out if you'd like. All the tools are right there. If there's anything that you need that's not there, you can call us, okay, and we'll be happy to put something together for you. We do it all the time.
And I'm confused on see, your technique is very simple, but never thought for any other agents. 7% or 10% bonus, and after that 35, 45, 25, 35
Okay.
is
All right,
another
time out.
technique.
Whoa. Don't confuse everybody. Now, what Rick is talking about, what Rick is talking about is the 7% technique and the 7% extreme technique. Those are two separate
Extreme.
techniques that are related to each other, okay? The 7% technique is basically the basic technique that Sam's been doing, that Tony's been doing, that everybody's been doing, where you listen in a certain way to create a feeding frenzy of the house, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the 7% extreme technique, okay, is what Mike Drew did down in San Diego, for example, to get an unseen, guaranteed contingency cash offer of $1.6 million and a $76,000 commission on a house that was comping out at 1.3 to 1.4. So basically how you do that is your commission override clause changes as the deal changes. And I can't explain that now. I don't have time to go into that now. But the minute you're part of C4, you can watch those videos over and over and over again. And we're going to be teaching that again live, but you're going to be learning that the minute you're part of C4, it's downloadable, watchable right there on your private C4 website. You can watch it over and over again on exactly how that's done. And I encourage people to watch it 2 or 3 times, because even senior agents, even experienced seasoned agents who know a lot about this business have to watch that several times before they really get it, because it's kind of radical stuff. It's very different than anything you've ever heard before. So before you confuse anybody, we are talking about 2 different techniques, 7% technique and 7% extreme technique. And they are so radically effective in this market right now.
And last question. If list homeowners, when you explain to them, you get them higher money in their hand in escrow, if they come up with the question, Rick, you're supposed to do this, getting the highest number for me anyhow. Why you want to get 7%? Your percentage is negotiating. I give you 5%, but your job is to get highest number for me anyhow. Why you want to pocket yourself more money? I know you're getting me more money. Why are you going with this kind of project?
Good question. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if I'm you, Rick, I'm going to say, Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah,
Seller.
I'm listening.
Okay, you are under the mistaken idea that lowering real estate commissions puts more money in your pocket. It does not. I don't want you to think about the percentage. I want you to think about how much money, actual dollars, is going in your pocket. So let me show you exactly what's going to happen if we list the house for 5%. And let me show you what's going to happen if we list it for 7%. It's going to be a completely different thing. This one, even though you're paying a higher percentage, is going to put way, way, way more dollars in your pocket than this. Okay, so I know I'm supposed to be getting you the highest number. Okay, I'm not supposed to be giving you the lowest percentage. I'm supposed to be getting you the highest number. Let me show you exactly how I'm going to be doing that, because the way I'm going to list is going to put more money in your pocket. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, do you really care how much money I make, or do you care how much money you make? If I can show you numerically, not just gee whiz, it's going to put more money in your pocket, but numerically, using the 7% technique, if I can show you numerically that I'll put more money in your pocket doing this way than this way, which one do you want me to do? Very, very simple. And then you show them exactly how the numbers break out.
Oh, no,
very, very
okay, I remember. Now you're right. You tell them that we have to spend more money to get higher money for you. We have to give away more money to make like a more offers and more offers. As you said a long time ago, you call each of them, each buyer's agent, let them know that you got this number, thank you, but the neighbor got this offer. You go to other one. So you bump the price as you explained before. But before I say, my last question is, those pages that you said, I can see the sheets, spreadsheets, which part of C4 I have to go? Is that on member toolbox?
Donna will send, Rick, Donna will send that to you. Okay, she'll put that in the chat box. She'll show you exactly where to go.
Thank you.
You betcha. Yeah, so I hope everybody kind of understood that, guys. Let me ask you a question, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. Okay, would you rather sell the house for $525 and pay 7%, or would you rather sell the house for $495 and pay 5%? Now, if you do the numbers on the calculator, you're obviously putting more money in your pocket at $525 than you are at $495. And let me show you exactly how that's going to work, especially in today's market. And by the way, the 7% technique, when this market turns around, if it ever does, okay, works just as well in a buyer's market. But let me just go ahead and end with this, okay, before if there's any other questions. There is no bubble. There is no bubble. There's not going to be a bubble. 1/4 of the number of houses was built between 2010 and 2019 that were needed in this country because of the mortgage meltdown the decade before. There is going to be no bubble. The listing agent will continue to control the market for the next 10 years. Learn how to be the most effective listing agent there is. We will teach you that in the most radical, most effective way there is, okay? I got news for you. This program is for everybody. If you're still on this call and you're not part of C4, please explain to me what you are thinking. This is the future of your business. Are you in this business or are you not in this business? Be in this business. Partner with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of other agents. Again, we have 27,000 members who will tell you that this program is unbelievable.
Quick question. The $195, that's a separate lifetime thing, right? From the $19 a month. Like if we're not a member at all, we can just do the $19 program for now and then separately the $195, correct?
100% correct.
Okay. I like your point about the commission. A lot of people don't understand that because of all the historical beatdown that we're expensive. Now we're in a position to have to educate the customer that it's not about how much money I'm compensated for your success. It's about how much money we put in your pocket at the end of the day. Just like doctors. Do you want the cheap heart surgeon or do you want the highly compensated heart surgeon? Which one operates on your child? Well, the good one. Isn't that the same thing with $1 million house? Isn't that the same principle? So my compensation needs to be in place because I have to put a lot of money out, which I may never get back if you cancel on me, which could happen. And two, it's my risk and my expense. At the end of the day, I walk away a loss if this listing doesn't sell. But if it does sell, aren't I rewarded for my efforts just like you are at your job?
Did everybody hear that? Couldn't have said any better than that. That's exactly the case. And folks, I'm compensated for my efforts because I'm putting more money in your pocket. Okay, if I put more money in your pocket, why would you want to cheat me out of my earned commission when I'm putting more money in your pocket than the other agent? Why would you want to reward the other agent?
Feel free to steal this one. Hey, Beef, I know you want to sell your home. Let me ask you a question. If I give you $1,000, if you give me $1,000 and I give you $10,000, would you take that? Would you?
Yep.
Okay, great. That's the same principle on selling your house. If I get a small piece of compensation for what I do and you get a lot of money, that's the same principle. Are you interested in that kind of exchange? I know I am. Again,
what was just said, folks, is basically an encapsulation of a commission override clause. He said it exactly correct. A commission override clause is basically money that they never had in the first place. So if I get you $1,000, will you give me $100? Of course you would. You do that all day long if you want to. Couldn't have said any better. Is everybody hearing this? This is exactly what I'm talking about. And yes, to answer the question again, these are separate. You can join C4 for $19. You can join Career Compass for $195 one time, or both, or either, anything you'd like to do.
If I can say something that happened to me actually yesterday, Beef, you don't mind?
Yeah.
I'm not proud to say that I made an offer for my client for a $750,000 home. I lost that offer. And the reason why I lost it is because there was a multiple counter offer. And what I'd like to say about the 7% technique, this agent sent me a text. I'm reading it verbatim. He says, I'm starting to lose clients to freaking Zillow and Open Door because they're saying they'll pay far over market and only take 1%. How the hell do we compete with that? So I told him about the 7% that I charge, you know. I said, that's how you compete. First of all, totally naive because they don't charge 1%, Zillow or Open Door. They charge much more than that. They charge close to 7%, 7.5%, okay? So I told him that. Now, here's the thing. Multiple counter offers, if you use a 7% technique with the sellers, you never need a multiple counter offer. You never need to go through that because you're going to take all the offers you have. Let's assume you have 5 offers on a house. You can actually use the override to increase that price. So why in the world would you even use a multiple counter offer? I lost the house because that agent didn't know how to work a 7% technique and gave a multiple counter offer. Now, then when you send a multiple counter offer to a seller, he has to choose between the same price and the same conditions. And he has to choose which agent he wants to, which buyer he wants to deal with. So I lost that particular house because obviously they didn't choose us. They chose somebody else for no reason at all, just because the seller felt that they could actually, they wanted to work with that particular buyer. 7% technique, there's no such thing. Override, there is no such thing because you're increasing the price of the seller. He's going to choose you. You know, that's another thing about that. Because multiple counters really are the worst counters you have in real estate, as far as I'm concerned.
Totally. Totally. Thank you, Tony. That was excellent. All right, guys, we're coming up on 2 o'clock. This is what happens, by the way, for those of you who are still on the fence, which I can't imagine you being on the fence here. This is what happens in the meeting, the mentoring with masters and the learning with legends sessions. They're scheduled for about an hour and a half, and they always go 2.5 because there's so much great information and so many people talking. Can you imagine this kind of thing every single month with all these kind of great realtors learning all this great stuff while getting taught by masters and legends? Guys, you cannot afford to miss this if you're going to be in this business. So is there any other questions, Donna? And we'll move on from there.
No, I think you are free to continue.
All right, guys, thecareercompass.com, thecareercompass.com, or the chat box link. Click it. Be part of C4. I want to thank Tony for sure, Sam Silver, and everybody on this call. I appreciate this amazing support. You guys are absolute heroes in our book. You are Career Compass heroes. Awesome.
Thank you, Beef. Thank you, Donna.
Thecareercompass.com. Go there, folks. If you have any questions, call us. Go to our website. We're here to help you. Hope you have a great weekend. Good luck, good selling, and I will see you at the seminar, and I'll see you on C4. Take care, everybody.
Beef. Thank you,
guys.
Beef.
Bye, Beef. Bye, Donna.
Bye, guys.
Have a nice
Bye-bye.
weekend, Beef.
Bye, everybody.
We love you.
Bye,
We love
guys.
Beef.
Thank you, everybody, for attending. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to email us at support@thecareercompass.com, or give us a holler. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all soon.
Hey, Donna.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to put my new listing in our program.
And Listing
So I need
Boost,
to talk to you.
that you would actually contact Listing Booster.
Okay.
Are you talking about?
I have a phone number here. Give me a second here. Let me put it in fresh. You got the number?
Hold on. Let me look it up.
Thank you, Donna. Appreciate it.
I'd also like to say to everybody, if anybody needs any information from me, my info is over at the C4 or Career Compass. You can get it from there. Feel free to call me, text me anytime. Anytime, okay?
Thank
Me
you,
as well.
Tony. Thank
Me
you,
as well,
thank you,
Tony.
Thank you, guys.
Have
All
an
right.
awesome day, everybody.
You too. Listing
Thank you.
Booster.
Is that a 916?
Looking up their number. I usually do them by chat. I find that they access chat super easy.
All right. I can go on chat.
Here, let me shoot you. I'm gonna put in the.
Yeah, put in the comments.
Here we go. There's a Listing Booster link.
Got
And
it.
their chat is on the bottom right-hand side. They usually answer within 2 to 3 minutes and get stuff done quick via chat.
Awesome.
So yeah,
I
anytime you
appreciate
need anything, just go on there.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Appreciate you.
No worries. If you need anything else, just give us a holler.
Thanks, Donna. Have a
All
great
right, bye
weekend.
guys. You too.